Let's talk about this upcoming South American tour. How excited are you to play in South America, especially in Brazil?
I'm very excited to come back to South America because it has been a little longer than I wanted it to be
Yes.
since I've been there.
hmm It
Also,
was
on
in.
top of that, I think
Uh-huh.
this particular show is probably the best thing I've ever been able to bring to the fans there, and I think they're going to love it.
That's amazing. It's funny to think that King Crimson has developed a loyal fan base here in Brazil, but the band only came once in 2019 on what would have been their last tour. But if I remember correctly, you came twice, one of them with the Celebrating Bowie project. Uh,
Yes.
what memories do you have of coming to Brazil and interacting with Brazilian fans, especially King Crimson fans?
I just think they're wonderful people. I know they love the music. They're very passionate about it. The memories I have are just hard to explain. When you're touring, things just move from one place to another pretty quickly.
Mhm.
But I do always remember how exciting everyone was, how excited they were. And when they're excited, we play better.
Yes. And like you said before, this is probably your best concert in recent years. And this tour went through North America last year with more than 60 concerts. How has the audience reaction been so far?
It's been incredible. Honestly, I think even more than any of us were expecting. We didn't really know what to expect. I knew there would be fans, young and old, that wanted to see it, but the response was so much better than anything. And that is what caused us to say to each other, we have to take this around the world now. It's just too good to stop. So our first stop outside of the States is South America. And I'm really excited about that. We'll also be going to Asia later this year. And next year, we'll be doing Europe and coming back to the United States. And it took me 5 years to put all this together. This is
Mhm.
exactly the band that I wanted to play this music. I think it's a fantastic band. Everyone in the band loves the music and is very invested in it. We have a lot of fun on stage. I think more fun than King Crimson ever did.
Yes. And well, before you invited Steve Vai and Danny Carey for this band, you invited Robert and Bill. I was reading one interview that you were saying that. Have you ever stopped and think about what it would have been like if they had accepted the invitation?
Yeah, I have thought about it. I think that, well, just speaking just strictly financially, it would have been unbelievable. We would have made so much more money. I'm happy with the money I'm making, but I'm not saying that. But it's just, I think they really missed the boat on that one. Because I think people would have just gone even crazier. But the truth is, with Beat, they are going crazy, and it's amazing. And I think that it, in a way, it's better to me in the sense that it sounds more fresh. It's new. It's got a different feeling to it. It has a swing. It's more groovy. It's having all American players. I think changes the something in the chemistry of the music, and so I think some people have told me they like it better.
Absolutely. And you said before that Danny is the closest thing to Bill of any drummer, and Steve was the only person you could think of for the gig. For the gig, what has it been like working with these two specifically? Because they're the new members, we can say.
Well, from the beginning, I talked to each of them, and I said my instructions really were learn the essential things that are in the songs, the things that everyone will want to have in the songs, like like the interlocking guitar parts and certain things that Bill did in his drumming. But beyond that, I'm really wanting to hear a lot of Steve Vai and a lot of Danny Carey. So I wanted the band to develop beyond just playing like the records. That's not the idea. The spirit of the music is the idea. But when you have such great players like that, I mean, the audience really wants to hear Steve Vai and Danny Carey play the way they do. And that's the beauty of it. They took that instruction and they made it perfectly. I'm so pleased with the things they're adding to the band. And of course, Tony Levin, he and I being there from the beginning, I've never seen Tony so happy. He really loves doing this, and he's playing and singing better than ever before. So you might say it's a really electrified bunch of musicians having a great time.
That's amazing. And Steve said during a recent interview that Beat is open to making original music together. What can you tell us about that?
Well, it's not something that we've really discussed a lot because our first goal is to go around the world, do a world tour with this, to reach as many people as we can with what we're doing right now, those 3 records. We love the set of music that we put together. It's actually in two sections. And that will take us, through this year and some of next year, almost all the way through next year, till we finalize that and have done that. So I don't think we want to set any goals beyond that yet. We want to just focus on what we're doing. But who knows? We'll see. After we've done everything on the world tour, then we can sit down together and decide, is it something we each can dedicate enough time to. The problem with having a band like this, there's only one problem, and that is that everyone's so busy.
Yeah.
So you have to take whatever time the 4 of you can have together and use those times right now to play around the world. And that's what we're doing. We have segments of time when we can go and have a tour made. But after that, if we wanted to continue, it'd be the same thing. We just have to say to ourselves, can we do this? Can we take out time? And we'll see what happens. I would love to see it happen, but if it doesn't, I won't be greatly disappointed. I'm just thrilled that we have been doing it.
Yes. And since we're talking about ideas, just out of curiosity, of course, is there any idea or maybe a desire of expanding this lineup to play material from the 90s, the 2000s, the double trio lineup?
Well, I think there are a couple of songs in that list of material that I would really love to see us play. And it might be that the next time we have enough rehearsal together, we don't have much time this time. And frankly, we love what we're doing. We don't feel like we need to change it. But if we have rehearsal down the line somewhere, I might want to try to do a couple of the songs that don't require the band to be 6-piece. There are ways to play a song like Dinosaur without having 2 bass players and 2 drummers. I've done it before, and it can be just as powerful and wonderful as the 6-piece. Now, as far as adding other members, I really don't think we want to take that on. It would only be for a few songs, and it doesn't make sense to do that.
Yes. And back to the 80s albums, when you look at the complete King Crimson catalog, how do you think the 380s albums fit into that discography? What legacy do you think those 3 albums leave behind?
Well, I can only go by what the fans say and write and have told me in person or on Facebook for so many years. It seems that those are the favorites. That period is the favorite period for most fans. And so I think the legacy of that period goes on as to be the fact that that band came out and made something sound like no one ever had made before. And it still sounds modern today. I think that's the legacy it has. It means it's timeless. It means that it has its own place because no one's ever done it before or since.
Absolutely. And for my last question, this one totally out of curiosity. When we talk about David Bowie, Robert Fripp, Frank Zappa, David Byrne, which of these geniuses was the most difficult to work with?
Oh, well, none of them really. None of them really for me, because when you start working together and you develop a working relationship, then you bond a friendship, and before you know it, you're best friends. So when you're best friends with someone, you might disagree with something they say, but it doesn't mean anything to your friendship. You still go right ahead with it. A lot of people think Robert's very difficult, and I guess he can be, but he gave me full encouragement to do whatever I thought the music needed to have the writing that I did. So if I said, no, the song has to go like this, he was absolutely encouraging about it. So people think that he and I maybe didn't get along. That's absolutely not true. We're really great friends. Yeah, and the same would be with everybody. Don't get to see David Byrne much. Of course, I can't see Frank or David, but I thought my relationship with them was both very close. I spent a lot of time staying at Frank's house for 3 months. I toured the world twice with David, and the second time, 1990. We had a great time as friends because we played every 3 days because of the stage setup. It took 2 days to put the stage up, so wherever we went, we had 2 days off. We would go to museums and restaurants, and we just really had a great time. And he became a close friend.